Dark, ominous clouds loomed in the sky, signaling an impending thunderstorm approaching the town of Moorgate. Weary traveler Sarah Anderson could see the signs as she made her way to a sprawling mansion on the outskirts of the city. She was set to stay in this old house for the night. As she stepped into the vast mansion, worn furniture and dimly lit hallways greeted her, exuding an eerie atmosphere. Strange sensations permeated the air. As the night deepened, unsettling noises reminiscent of paranormal activities echoed from the depths of the mansion. Late into the night, Sarah was startled by eerie whispers that seemed to repeat themselves in her ears. The whispers were coming from what seemed like a phantom figure, its presence haunting her every move. It appeared to be something human-like, fixated on her presence. Haunted by the whispers, Sarah commenced her investigation, exploring every corner of the mansion. After scouring the first and second floors, Sarah stumbled upon a hidden room overlooked by the walls. Upon opening the door, a ghostly figure emerged, resembling the tormented soul of someone burdened with a horrifying secret. As the dark and foreboding clouds loomed in the sky, signaling an impending thunderstorm, Sarah Anderson, a weary traveler, approached the outskirts of Moorgate City. She was headed to visit a vast old mansion on the outskirts of town, where she would spend the night. Upon entering the sprawling estate, she was greeted by antique furniture and dimly lit hallways, setting an eerie atmosphere. As the night progressed, strange noises reminiscent of paranormal activity emanated from the depths of the mansion. Late at night, Sarah was startled by unsettling whispers that seemed to repeat themselves at her ear. Phantom-like figures appeared several times deep within the mansion, fixated on her presence. Intrigued yet unnerved, Sarah began to investigate every nook and cranny of the estate. After searching the first and second floors, she discovered a hidden room overlooked by many. Upon opening the door, a ghostly figure materialized, resembling a tormented soul burdened with a terrifying secret. The room contained artifacts imbued with the obsession of the deceased, old letters, diaries, and a single photograph. Upon inspecting them, Sarah unraveled a dark past shrouded in macabre events. The dreadful truth filled her with a chilling mix of fear and excitement. In the dead of night, Sarah was startled by eerie whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. The voices repeated in a haunting chorus, encircling her senses. Strange noises echoed from the depths of the mansion as if supernatural entities roamed freely within. As the night deepened, shadowy figures resembling phantoms started to materialize, their ghostly forms fixating on her presence. Unnerved, Sarah decided to explore the mansion further. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows across the walls as she ventured into the dimly lit corridors. The atmosphere grew dense with an inexplicable malevolence, and the feeling of being watched intensified. The whispers persisted, their words unintelligible yet deeply unsettling. She reached the heart of the mansion, a room concealed in darkness. It seemed to pulse with a palpable malevolence. With each step she took, the whispers grew louder, more malicious. The presence felt ancient, suffused with a malefic intent. As she reached for the door, it creaked open with an unnerving slowness, revealing the foreboding secrets that awaited within. The room exuded a chilling aura, and an ominous feeling settled deep in her gut, foreshadowing the horrors that were about to unfold. In her quest for answers, Sarah explored every nook and cranny of the mansion. After searching the first and second floors, Sarah stumbled upon a concealed room that had gone unnoticed. Upon opening the door, an apparition, like that of a tormented soul, materialized before her. It seemed to be the spirit of someone burdened with a terrifying secret. Inside the room, artifacts tainted with the obsession of the deceased lay strewn about. There were aged letters, diaries, and a single photograph. As Sarah examined these items, a harrowing tale of a dark past began to unravel. She felt a mix of fear and fascination at the horrifying truth that was gradually unveiling itself. The room held a chilling air, and the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows, adding to the dread. Sarah's heart raced as she tried to piece together the fragments of the past, revealing a tragic tale of betrayal and malevolence that had consumed the inhabitants of the mansion. Amidst the haunting atmosphere, Sarah could sense an unseen presence watching her every move. It was as if the spirit of the hidden room was urging her to unearth the unspeakable secrets that had festered within the walls of the mansion for so long. She felt a mounting urgency to confront the enigma that had haunted the house for years. As Sarah explored the hidden room, she discovered an assortment of items imbued with the obsession of the deceased. There were old letters, diaries, and a particular photograph. As she examined these, a chilling narrative unfolded, revealing a dark and twisted event from the mansion's past. It was a truth steeped in horror and malevolence that sent shivers down her spine. The letters and diaries hinted at a tormented soul, grappling with guilt and an insatiable desire for power. The photograph captured a moment frozen in time, a haunting visage of a group engaged in some macabre ritual. Sarah's heart raced as she realized the depth of the malevolent forces that had plagued the mansion for decades. In the diaries, the author chronicled their descent into madness and their attempts to harness a malevolent entity, believing it would grant them eternal life and influence over the mortal realm. But the cost of their obsession had been immense, leading to a gruesome tragedy that stained the very walls of the mansion with horror. Sarah felt an unnatural presence in that room, as if the tormented spirits were whispering their anguish into her ears. She knew she had to leave, but the shadows seemed to dance and contort, their ghostly forms etching a horrifying story that would forever haunt her thoughts. The secrets were darker and more enigmatic than she could have ever imagined, and the mansion held onto them, keeping its true nature concealed in the depths of darkness. Suddenly, Anderson felt a sense of being chased. She could sense an approaching presence. It was becoming evident that something was pursuing her. She stood frozen as a ghastly entity materialized. It seemed like the tormented soul of one burdened with a terrible secret. In the room, objects imbued with the lingering attachment of the deceased were arranged. Aged letters, diaries, and a single photograph were laid out. As she examined them, the dark events of the house's past began to unravel, revealing a horrifying truth. Fear mingled with a strange excitement within her. Abruptly, Anderson realized she was being pursued by something inexplicable. A malevolent presence was drawing near, and she understood that it had chosen her. The being was beyond her comprehension, its identity and purpose elusive. Terrified to the core, she found herself standing still as the relentless pursuit continued. The demonic presence closed in, and she comprehended that it had appeared specifically for her. This entity was unknown, and she could not fathom its intentions or nature. The relentless chase pushed Sarah to her limits. She bolted out of the mansion in sheer panic, feeling pursued every step of the way. Amid her escape, everything seemed unreal, like a mirage. And suddenly, she vanished without a trace, leaving behind a mansion filled with enigma and dread. In the throes of fear, Sarah felt an unrelenting presence closing in on her. It was evident that something was pursuing her, a malevolent force beyond comprehension. She stood frozen before this demonic entity, realizing it had chosen her as its prey. The entity, an unknown terror, remained shrouded in mystery, leaving Sarah unable to fathom its true nature or purpose. Terrified beyond measure, Sarah fled the mansion, sensing a relentless pursuit. Yet, she was ensnared in the illusion that she was being hunted. Amidst her escape, everything seemed like a hallucination. Suddenly, it was as if everything around her, including herself, was but a phantom. In an instant, Sarah vanished into thin air. Years have passed since Sarah's disappearance, and her fate remains a baffling enigma. Locals speculate that she may have been consumed by some malevolent force within the mansion. The estate, shrouded in its secrets, continues to be a place that the residents of Moorgate City avoid, their fear fueled by the lingering shadows of shadowed secrets. The mystery remains unsolved, unsettling the minds of those who contemplate the unknown, leaving a chilling tale that may echo through the ages.